What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and right now you should already know that Rex Dickson, the creative director from Madden since Madden 13 through 19, which it shows on his resignation letter, and also he worked on NCAA 14. He did other things with EA Sports as well, but right now, most of us know him as the EA Sports creative director, okay? And I've been getting a lot of questions about it. I was going to stay away from it. Throughout my streams over the last, since he did it on Wednesday when he announced it on Twitter, people have been asking me, and like I said, I don't like to, you know, make it seem as if, yeah, bro, it's unfortunate and stuff like that. So I didn't want to make a video about it, but you guys keep asking me, what do I think about it? Now, we don't really know exactly what's going on as far as EA Sports is concerned. And what I mean by that is the way the gameplay has changed, we don't know exactly what Rex was for and what he was against. All we know is that he was very, very good within the community. And he, you know, he was regularly in my streams. He actually subbed to my channel on Twitch and stuff like that. And regardless of all the rage that I had and how disgusted I was with the gameplay, this man would always come through, listen and try to do certain things. And especially when he gave me an interview going into 17 about what was going to be changed, the strafing and stuff like that. And he did try to implement a lot of different things that was otherwise taken away from Madden 16. A lot of you guys are like, yeah, bro, I was able to strafe. No, you weren't, bro. Like, you could have, in Madden 16, once they patched the game, they automatically made you slide. It was an automatic thing. Like, you couldn't stand there. You had to just hold the triangle button or you had to hold Y. You couldn't really do anything else. They took away a lot of the basic mechanics that, what, you know, most Madden players that have user, that's what we thrived on. And, you know, as far as the MUT situation goes, Rex never had anything to do with that. So a lot of you guys are asking about MUT and, yo, Rex, can I get cards and all that stuff? That has nothing to do with Rex, all right? What we're talking about right now is the actual overall gameplay and you know, how far has Madden come since 13? Now, look, keep in mind, right, I think, wasn't the ball hawk introduced in 13? A lot of the features that maintained itself within Madden was introduced, like a lot of the next-gen features that are still currently there, were introduced when Rex was still a creative director on the actual, you know, Madden EA Sports development team. Now, as far as how it worked out, you guys can say whatever you want, but remember, 13 came before 25. So Madden 25 was sick, aka Madden 14. And I think a majority of you guys would agree with that. I would love to hear what you guys think about Madden 25. So at this point, I would like you guys to write, did you like Madden 25? Did you not like it? Because you got to remember, this is what I tell people, right? It can't be that Rex did all of the stuff that made the gameplay turn out to be what it is, because he was part of other, you know, other games that were really good. Like 25, to me, that's my personal favorite when it comes to Madden. You know what I'm saying? So it's a situation where it's like, okay, what exactly are we doing right now? Are we blaming him for everything that's happened within the gameplay, the patches and all that stuff like that? Or is it someone else that's within the organization that is the reasoning behind why he chose to step away? You see what I'm saying? Because that's the biggest issue that I'm having right now. Because we don't know. Like, everybody's like, yo, what's going on? What, you know, you don't think that it's going to happen until it happens. And then after it happens, you're like, yo, I didn't see this coming. But honestly, it has to be a situation where the disagreements got it got so volatile that he decided to step away, because it's not like they fired him. He resigned. He stepped away from it. So pretty much, I guess the way the visions were going, he was probably a guy that wasn't for a lot of the things that we thought was his fault. Which doesn't, you see, that's what's weird about it. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do 2 gauntlet solos, like by just throwing like a completion or something, to actually just complete my daily objectives while we talk about this. But it's something that people don't really understand. And he was part of, if he was the, like from Madden 13 through Madden 19, depending on the level of his influence. Because I had no idea who he was in Madden 13. I didn't know who Rex was until Madden 16. So I don't know if that's a coincidence. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like when the game started to get really, really wild and that was his vision, I don't know exactly what the situation was. All I can tell you is this. The dude was very, very good to me. Like, we had our arguments live and we went at each other. Live and stream, stuff like that. It was crazy, wild stuff. And, you know, at the end of the day, we still understood, like, look, he has a job to do. I have a job to do. And pretty much what I do is I entertain my viewers. I put out content based on what I see. And then I just give my honest feedback. I'm not going to be one of these guys, like a lot of people are like, oh my God, I hate to see Rex go and stuff like that, but they were the same ones wishing all kinds of crazy things. This is what I'm saying. I have a problem with the gameplay. I don't care who's doing the gameplay. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just want it fixed. You know, that's not what, you know, my MO is. Like, I'm not going to come on here and be like, oh yeah, bro, you know, I just want better gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's going to give me that, whatever, bro, it doesn't matter. I just want better gameplay. And I can't say, and remember what I was telling you guys, it's no way that one person was responsible for all of these things. And a lot of you guys really still do think that Rex is completely responsible for everything that has happened. I'm telling you, like I tell you guys live, and you guys can go back to my archive streams. It is no way that Rex by himself would have made it possible for the OBJ catch in Madden 16 to be done by a punter. It's no, because you can't sell that. That's just something to where they overlooked it and they just kept it moving, bro. And as far as right now with the through your body stuff and stuff like that, the man went to EA Play. He was interviewed by Sim Football Critic. He's another guy. I think he's an EA Game Changer as well, right? He interviewed him, and Rex actually brought up a song that I made about the ball going through your body. So if he was, this is why I'm kind of torn and I don't understand what's going on, because he understood what the point, you know, the point that I was making. The ball should not be able to go through anybody's body and just land anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's crazy. Like, I've been getting dotted in quadruple coverage over the last couple of days. That doesn't make any sense. That's something that's really, really weird to me. And we have to figure out, you know, why is it happening? That's pretty much where I am with it. I'm not looking for anything like really, really crazy, really, really wild, like, yo, man, whatever. Obviously, due to our, you know, our relationship outside of Madden, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to Rex. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as we fought, it's sort of like this, right? Because he's on that side and we don't know who's responsible for it, we automatically hate everything that goes on with the game when it's happening, so we hate everyone. That's just Madden rage. But me, I always tell you guys, and I tell my viewers all the time, be respectable when you talk to these men and women. Be, you know, always treat them, you know, it's a cumulative effect. Like, everybody is putting in their input and we're getting this game. So it's not all one person. And if we can have somebody that's willing to listen, like, you got to give that to Rex. The man was always willing to listen, no matter how wild and rageful it was and the things that people were saying to him, he was always willing to listen. And that's one of the things that I really appreciate from him. So I'm not going to get on here and be like, yeah, bro, you know, whatever. The dude did a lot for me. And when dudes were like, you know, DC glitching, you know, doing that Neil glitch, whatever that Neil glitch was, it was a couple guys that we got permanent EA bans from people that tweeted me. And it was Rex that went in there and took care of that. So the dude was definitely useful. The dude definitely did a lot of things for the community. Everybody has a different aspect on it, but he's automatically blamed for everything that goes wrong. Like, if you go to go and take a dump and the dump isn't coming out, you just scream Rex. Like, that's the point that I was at. Like, if you constipated, like, yo, Rex! Everybody at some point screamed Rex because he was put out there. And he wasn't scared to be out there. That was a part of something that he did. He just, because he doesn't have to do it. And that's what I've been trying to tell you guys. That's why I say, on social media, don't go wild like a savage, because they don't need to respond to you. They don't need to talk to you. They don't need to acknowledge you. They do that outside of what the company requires. Until a company requires them to actually say, yo, you know what? You guys got to do social media. They don't need to say anything. That's why I try to tell you, like, bro, dudes are going on there doing the wild, doing the most. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to, listen, overall, it's sort of like this, right? If I do something like throw streaks all game, and somebody complains about me throwing streaks all game, that's something that EA developers allowed to happen in previous Maddens that I take advantage of. But Rex is not all to blame for the way the street mechanics were and everything that was going on in that game. It's not all him. He just has input into what goes on. The nano detection, he announced it. I'm pretty sure that just because he announced it, that doesn't mean it's going to go through. People have to agree with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is not something where it's just like, all right, yo, Rex said this is going to happen. Rex said that it's going to happen. Because he was a guy that was trying to change and utilize a lot of other things within Madden that he didn't actually get to go through. So there's but he did love D-line using, and he was very, very open about that. So is it possible that these type of cards right here with the jump, the snap chem, Ed Too Tall Jones, Lawrence Taylor with out of the way, you know, ridiculousness that I consider ridiculousness because the D-line users is just, like I said, because of the way I learned how to play Madden and how long I've been playing Madden, usually you play on your linebacker in the middle of the field, or back in the day when user was really, really clutch. Like as bad as Madden 09 was, you could actually user a corner in the safety very, very successfully and make plays. Now it's kind of, you know, depending on what kind of animation you get, you know, you might fall out the way, the guy might fall through your body, a lot of different things might happen. This right here was something that, you know, Rex promoted. And in Madden 17, when they created the Ultimate tickets, because it went from Golden tickets to Ultimate tickets, he created a D lineman that had like what is it? What's the pick chem? I think it was like hot hands. He created a lot, and that was his thing. And he tweeted about it and stuff like that. So that was something that he really wanted implemented into the game. Now, nano detection, in my opinion, a lot of people like it because they, you know, it gives them time. But on the same token, if you're a D-line user, there is no nano protection. So it doesn't make sense. So the whole objective about everything that's happening within the game and what they were trying to do, it's different aspects about what you could blame Rex for. Because if he's responsible for the nano detection, I don't like nano detection. Because I think that you should be able to, like in the past Maddens, be able to look at your blocker, like keep the ID the mic and let people be able to look at the field and literally block who's coming. Because the nano detection doesn't make any sense. If you're playing Ultimate Team and your O-line is garbage, the D-line should be able to eat, just like in real life. You see what I'm saying? And if they're sending extra heat off the edges, you got to do that assignment. That's why Peyton Manning used to come to the line and be check, Ohio, all kind of stuff for like 90 minutes. You should be able to have to do that depending on your level of play. That's why they have the different, you know, the different levels. You see, people are, yeah, but bro, it's not fair because, yo, when the dude is sending edge heat, I can't block it. Let's take a look at something, right? This is what I need you guys to understand. They have different levels, okay? Right now, I'm all Madden second stream because I just recently got freaking blown out wildly during a live stream, right? They have different levels. If you're not a guy that wants to get better or get, you know, step your game up to understand slide protection, this block, whatever like that, stay in these areas. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, just stay over here. That's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't take a Subway guy that make, you know, sandwiches and bring him to a hibachi place and be like, yeah, start cracking them eggs and throwing them on the thing and flipping things into people's mouth. Like, you got to know your lane. And that's what I'm saying. Regardless of a lot of the things that you guys think that Rex was responsible for, the specific things that he spoke about, D-line usering and stuff like that, nano protection, those are things that he vouched for. Those are the things that I didn't like those things. And again, they're saying that Madden is moving in a different direction, but you guys got to be careful of that as well. Because now you lose a guy that was somebody that communicated with you, which was the biggest thing about him. Regardless of how ridiculous the game was, he was somebody you could talk to about different things about the game, and he would communicate with you when he really just didn't have to. So that's pretty much what I think that a lot of the community members are really, really going to lose. You see what I'm saying? Is that communication factor. We're not going to be able to do that with him. If you guys have other people that you talk to, that's cool and stuff like that. But that's the biggest part about Rex Dickson that I'm going to miss is just communication factor. Because a lot of the things that he himself implemented, I didn't agree with. But outside of Madden, look, the dude, we would talk, DM, stuff like that, great guy. But if he is, in fact, responsible for nano detection, I don't think that that's something that's suitable. I don't think that D-line users should just be able to come right off and just jump the snap and running like maniacs. I don't think that those things are okay. I don't think that we shouldn't have had stray for a year of Madden. I don't think that everybody should have been able to do the OBJ catch in Madden. You understand? You see what I'm saying? Like, these are the things, and I don't know for a fact who was completely responsible for it, but I know that there's a big team that goes into the development and, you know, they try to figure out what they're going to implement for the next year. So that's where I stand with it. As far as a communication person and a guy that was available to help out the community, Rex was that dude. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the gameplay, if he's responsible for a lot of the other things, and, you know, there are things that I didn't like, those are the things that I was saying that should be removed. We have to see. Because if those things are still in Madden 19, which he shows that he worked on 19, so it kind of tells us, like, you know, there's still going to be some things that he might have had input on. So we don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to see the way it goes because his resignation letter shows Madden 13 through 19. So it would probably have to be until 2020 to see if they are going into a new direction and seeing what's going on, or if they're able to pull back on the stuff that his input was. Because if Madden 19 is really, really good and it's completely different from the, from the last three, then you would have to figure, okay, Rex had something to do with some of the things that we didn't really like. But again, when you're raging in Madden, you don't care about who you're just going wild. It's just outright, you're outright going crazy when you play this game. That's what happens within Madden. That's the biggest thing that people need to understand. You just go crazy. It doesn't matter who you're going crazy about. You just literally go crazy. And that's it. And that's the situation that we have right now, that we have to see going forward what's going to change within the game. Then we can say if Rex was to blame for it. But until then, we don't know. We don't know exactly what he was responsible for. But again, I tell you this wholeheartedly. And he was a guy that I could personally reach out to, talk to, figure out what's going on. And he would listen and try to implement it. I did interview him several times, and he did keep his word about, bringing back certain features into Madden 18 that we discussed in 17. So again, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, yo, bro, he's gone, stuff like that. But he was responsible for this and that. We don't know exactly what's happening. I tell you this much though, I can't wait until Madden 19. I want to know what you guys think about it. What is the best or worst thing with your experience with Rex Dickson? Go ahead and leave it in the comments. I want to thank you guys for watching. You guys go ahead and have a great day. One love.